What's up, everyone? And this is Next Level Thinking.
What's up, everyone? It's another episode of Next Level Thinking. It's your host, Chris Summers. As always, we help you elevate to the next level. And today I have a special guest by the name of
Myron Sanders, realtor in the greater Houston area.
Awesome. I hear you. I see, as you just brought the introduction, you as a realtor. So tell the audience a little bit more about yourself so they can get to know about you.
All right. So I am a millennial, of course, recent graduate of the Texas Southern University. I am a Sigma member of the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Spring 16 to be, of course, Beta Delta chapter at the illustrious Texas Southern.
You better get those details right.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? I'm also a realtor. I'm a realtor in the greater Houston area, and I'm here to serve the people that are looking to sell their property or at least obtain ownership in property. So I'm a great advocate. I'm a huge advocate for ownership. I definitely encourage everyone as far as getting ownership in homes as of today. Not yesterday, but today.
Awesome. So we got the whole spiel. He went ahead and shot his fraternity, the school, representing everything. So you got everybody watching it right now. But we're going to go a little bit further. We want to know the origin story about you. So let's go from personal beginning. So who are you into this transition to now? So where'd you come from? I know who you are.
So, me, myself, like I said, my name is Myron Sanders. I am from Huntsville, Texas. That is a smaller town than Houston, of course, but it is a great town in heart. I definitely, I believe that I got my roots from there. My initial beginnings, learning who I am, development of myself from there, growing up in a church house, always public speaking, always, performing in drill team, all that development, which led me to where I am today, and being able to do things at the comfort level that I do them now. So my humble beginnings there in Huntsville, Texas. Went to a church, First New Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, right there on the hill.
We both know.
Yeah, absolutely. But I had a great time there. I grew up there, graduated high school from Huntsville. Right after graduation, I went to Lone Star Community College. I didn't initially know what I wanted to do. I thought I was going to be playing football for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So I had that idea set on playing football until about my senior year. It's like, man, I want to do other things that wouldn't, cause for me to, initially just be in a specific lane. And I want to use my brain over brawn. So,
Okay, so I'm going to slow you down just a little bit. So what caused the change of that so they can kind of know the full, transition, because we all go through different things in our life that make us go to a different way into our purpose. So go a little bit further in details on that.
Yeah. So, initially this is what happened, man. My junior year playing football, and I got blindsided, blindsided. And when I tell you, man, it's just like, boom, like you feel like your brain has just woke up, and I had caught a concussion.
A reality check, literally.
So just imagine, you're going into like the second half, right? And you're hearing the whistles, the coaches are blowing, you see the kickoff, and you're like, man, the game is finally starting. And that's initially what I thought in my head, like, man, the game is finally starting. I feel like I've been out here all day. Mm-hmm. And, I said that to the trainer. He was like, you really think the game's just not started? I said, yeah, of course. I think I was. And that was my first concussion. And luckily I didn't have those headaches like many people have. You know what I mean? I didn't have any headaches. I didn't have any of the symptoms following the concussion that day, thank God. But, me knowing or having knowledge that I had a concussion, of course, knowing that something was wrong, it led me to thinking this may not be the course that I really want to take. Is my body worth, $1 in my mindset?
Start thinking long term.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because, as a young man, especially growing up in certain conditions, your mind is already set course on long term. What are you going to be doing for your family to support them instead of, what are you going to be doing to have fun and, make the best out of what you want out of life? You know what I mean? So thinking that football was going to be my end goal and, paying for my family's, lifestyle where I want them to be at, perhaps, that dream was crushed. Dream,
Let's go. I tried it out.
That dream was over with. So, I was like, man, let's do some other things. So, of course, I didn't know initially where I wanted to go for college outside of playing football. So I went to Lone Star College right after graduation, high school. I went there for about a year and a half. It was pretty cool, you know what I mean? Especially just getting out there on your own. I left home 2 weeks after I graduated high school. So
that leap of faith.
Yeah, man. I was like, man, I'd rather bet on myself than be another burden to my mom. You know what I mean? And, that course of the year, going into my senior year, halfway through the year, I lost my father. You know what I mean? Battling diabetes that year. And, unfortunately, we took that loss as a family. And I looked at myself as I need to be the man that I was raised to be, instead of continuing to looking at, like we're saying, looking at things long term, looking at, how I want my mom to not worry about me as perhaps to being a dependent. Let me be an independent and prove that I have the means to take care of myself and also to contribute to what she's doing still at home. So, I took that leap of faith 2 weeks after graduation. I left. I got me an apartment. I convinced one of my best friends and my cousin that we all graduated that year. I convinced them, hey, let's go get an apartment.
Like, hey, we're going to do that. That's how that goes.
It took me a whole week. I mean, every day. Every day I was like, hey, let's get the apartment. Like, everything we're trying to do in life, we cannot do that under our mom's roof.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say this now. Well, at least you really started building your sales skills right then, because you were consistent. You were like, no, I'm not losing this. We are getting this right now.
Hey, I needed them.
It's like, I don't care if I have to follow up tomorrow, the next day, the next day after that. I'm gonna get this. We're gonna get this.
Hey, that's exactly how I went. I was calling them every day, like, hey,
see, just like a sales call. Follow up. Any questions? Are you sure?
You can't give them no time to think. Yeah, man, that's what I had to do, man. And the crazy thing about it was, I always, and you could say I learned like sales pitches there, because one thing I learned even out of that situation, like, man, you have to, if you want people to do a certain thing, you have to place their certain wants at the end of the action that you're calling to be done. Or certain wants, rewards, those are the things that trigger people, man. And once you understand like how the mind works around rewards and success, and that dopamine, that feeling of, oh, you know what I mean?
I got this.
Exactly. It's everything that feeds into the mindset. So, I definitely learned that, just even in that situation, just playing with my family members and, my best friend, of course, getting to an apartment with me. And, oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to definitely add up value to even that stronger your whole story is the importance of your environment. Because, of course, you're telling your story and much more, and how you made decisions, and like, okay, I ain't going back and things much more, but go even further with the importance of your environment, because everything you're talking about from the mindset and all that much more, I believe, in my opinion, that the environment is everything too, because while you were in school and football, you had a different environment that like, I would go ahead and hit the league, and then something happened, and then he changed to another environment. It's just all part of life.
Very true. Very true. And, man, I tell you, man, everything is a part of life, man. And I always remember like that old term, you hear, you make plans for yourself, and God show you what your real plans are, and, you could ask anybody, man, what were your plans when you were 12, 13, 14, 15 years old? What you want to do with your life? And where are you now? Those are things that I really hold dear to my heart, because as a kid, I feel like our mind is most open to the possibilities that we can do with ourselves, and the decisions that we can, make in life, and the things we want to achieve. And as life goes on, we run into obstacles, of course. We run into things where, our life changes for the better, changes for the worse. And it may take some of those options away as far as the things that you want to do in life. But, one thing that I always try to hold on to is, if there's a way, if there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? And if you always have that in your mind, and if you get over yourself being that first obstacle, I mean, you can do anything.
Exactly. Once you put your mind to it, anything is possible. So let's go ahead a little further. And when you're starting going into the career of selling homes and things like that. So of course, we know from high school to college, from the Lone Star, and of course TSU and much more. So tell us a storyline along that.
Yeah. So what initially got me into selling homes, man, this is a crazy story. So
The mic is yours.
last year, man, I mean, I was doing some real estate investing. Now, this is before you see all the video ads now where they tell you, hey, you flip houses without no cash. Yeah, that's very true. And that's what I was doing. I was working, flipping deals, flipping houses, or really doing more so wholesaling, where you get a house on the contract, sell it to an investor. And, I was looking at what was really going on at the end of the day. Now I'm the type of person, I want to see the whole entire cycle. So I was looking at the certain neighborhoods they select where they want to do, wholesaling. Usually are run down, minority ran, communities. So the houses are really in bad condition. The homes where, a lot of us, unfortunately, we don't take care of our assets as they're being passed down in the community. So, of course, while land appreciates, the value of our home depreciates because it's not kept up to standard. So that makes a lane for real estate investors to come in and get your house under contract for well below what the actual property would be worth if it was in great condition. You see what I'm saying? So they get it under a fraction of the price and they sell it to another investor and they make profit that way. And that's essentially what I was doing. And I looked at the holistic view of where exactly am I, where can I fit where I can actually assist my people instead of, I wouldn't say take advantage of, but, seizing other opportunities of an investing world. I feel like helping people is more so a better, income than outcome for me.
Awesome. So I want to add on to that even more. I'm always about just tossing you the baseball so you can just knock out a home run. That's what I do. So the importance of education to help somebody purchase a house, or where can they find resources for that information? Because I feel like a lot of times you have people who didn't even know they had access to these resources to actually obtain their first home, or they just didn't know certain things and they probably would have got a better deal. So go ahead and explain on that.
Exactly. And I'm glad that you asked that question, man. And that's what I actually started a YouTube channel, Myron the Realtor, where I am basically giving out all that information. I'm talking about my first video is the 10 steps to purchasing your first house. And I'm walking through that with myself, me purchasing my first home, giving everyone the step-by-step, not leaving out no information as to what needs to be done. And now I'm going through that process, actually purchasing my first house. So you see it's no gimmicks, no games.
It's the real deal.
Yeah, it's the real deal. I own a house. I bought the house at 25. I'm 26 now. And it can be done. You don't have to wait till you're 30, 40 years old to purchase your first house when it's obtainable and then there's value in ownership. You know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff. And then I also have a video where people who don't know how much money it takes to put down towards a house, they don't know that there's resources locally funded by the government where they will give you grant money, free money, free.
Yeah, put emphasis on it. Free money.
Like, that commercial, free.
Like a whole echo, free.
Exactly. It's free money that they give people. Of course, you have to meet the qualifications. So if you have to get your credit score up from below a 600 up to a 620 or 640 to get free money, it makes no sense why not to do it. Half our community waits in lines for shoes. Why can't you build your credit up?
See, I wouldn't even go. I was being quiet. You just, you
got to be real with the statistics.
Since you want to be real, I was trying to be nice. So since
you gotta be real, man.
Okay,
you gotta be real.
So
we have to build. We have all the resources. And that's the one thing that, I feel like I can be a bridge upon, especially in my industry, real estate, where a lot of people want to either invest in real estate, they want to have ownership in real estate, or they may want to jump into it and sell it themselves. Where I grew up, like I said, humble beginnings in Huntsville, Texas, where to the root of Huntsville, it's about love. So I'm the type of person where I give love out. Whatever I know, I'm here to give you that information. Ain't nothing stingy, or I ain't got a hating bone in my body. You know what I mean? So it's like I'd rather be a resource than to turn you down a different path and see nothing but destruction that way. I just don't get anything out of that. I'd rather see somebody else win. You feel me?
Mm.
So that's why I got the YouTube channel, Myron the Realtor. Make sure you guys check that out. I got 10 steps of purchasing your first house. And I also bought the house with only my stimulus check. So it's definitely something to catch on to. The next video, man, I gave everybody basically a step-by-step tour if you're in Texas, going to the tshack.org, where you'll find all the down payment assistance grants that are given.
We're dropping that knowledge and much more. But since you made it real early, I'm not going to let that slip away. So I'm going to break it down to 5. So tell the audience the top 5 common reasons most people can't buy a house. And we can I'll let you have it. I'm just going to throw it out there. You decide how you want to answer this.
Top 5 reasons I have had experience with for people not purchasing a house. First reason, when dealing with lenders, they want 2 years of work experience. So if you don't have 2 years of work experience, or such as a balance of money paid towards the down payment towards the lender, they're not really willing to give you any money to lend with, because you don't have any history showing that you're credible, or you're credible within your job history, that they know you're going to be employed after they give you the loan for the house. That's one. The second is, faulty financial information. You can't doctor any forms, and let's just say you cannot doctor any forms working with any financial lenders. They are going to vet your information. There's no ways around it. The second,
like how you kept that professional.
I mean, you have to. I mean, the third. I'm sorry. The third is credit scores. Like I said, the minimum credit score, which I identified in my YouTube video, the minimum credit score is a 580 FHA.
What?
A 580. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of people may say that's it, but you will be surprised. I mean, we all mess up with our credit scores, man. But let me tell you, all it takes is a phone call. When I tell you I deal with clients that, they be around 560, and they have the money to put down towards house, which is nothing but 3.5% of the total income price based upon what they qualify for you to purchase. So 3.5%, 560, they tell them, do this, and this. They'll give you the steps because they want your business. A lot of people, they think, our door is closed because our credit score isn't at a certain level, but they want your business. So, they're going to tell you certain things to get your credit at a certain point, or for you to take the certain steps to get your credit up. And you'd be surprised. It works. They wouldn't steer you the wrong way. That's 3, the credit score being one thing. 4, a lot of times people aren't ready. It's one thing to say you want to purchase a house, but when you go into, hey, buying a house can be $1,200, your mortgage can be $1,200. What a lot of people don't look at understanding is that house comes with taxes. That property comes with taxes, and because there's taxes, and then you have additional bills that may be associated with the property itself. A lot of times we could be overwhelmed with the entire purchase itself. And then 5, a lot of times they don't work with a great realtor, and this may be something that a lot of people may experience, and you'll be amazed on how many people get their license because they worked with a not so good realtor. But the thing is, when a lot of people that work with realtors that are not, providing the best customer service that is applicable in our role, and getting those people in the best deals in the best, time as far as efficiency is important, because if there's a house that has a deal, it won't be there long, and a lot of people miss out on opportunities because they're working with people that may not be best suited to get done what they're trying to get done, and that causes them not to be able to go through with the full purchase of their properties. That's
Awesome,
about
awesome.
five.
Hey, there you go. Did it well done, and great valuable information. I mean, true, because a lot of times either they just didn't know, or they're scared, or they just didn't have enough confidence that they were ready for that next major step. So you did very
Exactly.
well on that and much more. So before we close things out, I want you to leave the audience with a strong closing comments of encouragement, and then also drop where they can find you. So drop all that social media and all that, shout out you got it.
Hey, got you, man. So I want everybody to do this, man. I want everybody to look in the mirror and ask themselves who they want to be in life. And I want you to tell yourself that it is possible. No matter what your current situation is, I don't care what it could be. We've all been there, but I'm telling you, success is a hustle and there's no shortcuts there. So whatever you see on the internet, social media, it is misleading. It's smoke and mirrors. It's making it look like the hustle isn't there. But trust me, you get out there and hustle, you will see results. Whatever you want to be, you can be it. Trust me. You guys can find me at Myron Sanders, Realtor on Facebook. Also, Myron the Realtor on YouTube and Myron the Great on Instagram. Make sure you guys tap in and stay plugged in because I got some special things and special content coming soon.
Awesome. So go ahead and follow, support him much more before he goes to different countries, because he's going to be blowing up. This is just going to take him off and things like that. But appreciate your time and much more. We're going to wrap things up. It's your host, Chris Holmes, on Next Level Thinking. And I want to go a special thanks to my guests.
Hey, man, I appreciate you.
Go ahead, put your name out again by the name of
Myron Sanders, Realtor in the Greater Houston area. Hey, and I want to thank you too, Chris. Backstory, man, me and Chris, we known each other for years, man, years. And one thing I always do, man, no matter where I'm at, I see people from the hometown that's working and getting it out the mud. I always try to, always message them like, hey, keep doing your thing, man. And I'll tell you, man, Chris is one of those guys I've been seeing even since I was in high school, and he was out there doing it big with the books. And I always would tell him, hey, man, even when I was in, I was like, hey, man, keep doing your thing. I was younger than you, man.
I remember all that.
Yeah, man, I remember that, man. And I always want to say you stay consistent, stay doing your thing, man. And it's definitely great, growing up in that atmosphere and seeing people do that. And even at the point that we're at now, you're still constantly staying consistent in your craft, man. So great congratulations to you. And I greatly appreciate you having me here on the show.
Hey, not only elevates even higher. So, and again, special thanks for that, because the marathon continues. So with that, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, share, leave your comments and all much more, because you want to keep people elevated and helping them take it to the next level. It's your host, Chris Holmes. Peace, and we are out.